lesson 64 part 4, getting ready to go to the golf course. I just want to kill a few gremlins that you don't take with you to the first tee. So gremlin number 1 is the idea that a slow swing is more accurate. Well, if that were true, why do we miss putts? And the other thing is, I know from experience that if a golfer swings slowly, the ball just goes less distance into the trouble. And the previous piece, that was pains to point out that the tempo of the shoulder coil is deliberate and consistent. I don't want you to pick up from that, therefore, that the downswing is sort of benign or passive or austere. It's the opposite. It's to take the power that you generated deliberately and then to use it through the golf swing with a bold and creative blow. So the setup is meticulous, the creation of the power is constant, but whether it's a full wedge, full 6-iron, full driver, you must release the shot with confidence. If you back off the shot and decelerate, the ball tends to get slapped to the right. The other one is people go back, hands and arms separately, and then the club folds because their body has slowed down and the ball is pulled to the left. So again, if you go to the first tee and just stiff and the shoulders aren't working in the backswing, you don't have good backswing tempo. You've got to acquire some good tempo in the backswing before you get a chance to dispense that by going through. So let me just show you then. This is my 6-iron. I threw my routine and I load my left shoulder to my throat. Okay, now the downswing is not a creation of power. The downswing is me releasing the power that I've just made. So here I go. Caught the shot a bit thin, but I had full power at impact. And as I hit the ball thin, I got a little bit of fade spin as well. So what I could say about that, I thought my preparation was good, and I thought my creation of power was good. But what damaged me was my hand action didn't pick the ball up sweetly, caught the shot a bit thin, and it's 25 foot right of the stick. Might make par from there, but not a birdie. So let's have a look at that again. Offering the club, building the grip, loading the shoulder, there's the power, but I don't suppress the power, I release it. Okay, you'll know from the sound of that, they absolutely flushed that one. What was the difference? I timed it better. How'd you do that? Can't tell you. Timing is timing. It's an abstract thing. Some days we got it, some days we don't. Some shots we have it, other shots. It can be fickle. But as you come to realize that you're quite consistent mechanically, that is what leads you to understand that your tempo can be consistent. So every shot is a stretch of the catapult, but every shot is then a release of that power. A lot of people think that the downswing is the creation of power. That's not quite right. The downswing is you dispensing the power you made in the backswing. If you add to it, you'll probably misdirect it. So it's important to realize the consistency comes from loading deliberately and consistently, but then being creative. Quite a bit heavy, but I caught the draw spin and the ball's going down the target. So I hope I've convinced you that whether you're a 28 handicapper or a tournament pro, your inconsistency is less likely to be mechanical, it's far more likely to be one of timing. You get a situation where a US Tour pro, he shoots 63 in the last round, he's knocked the stick out for 5 hours, he gets to the playoff, he's been absolutely brilliant. He goes to the first tee of the playoff and starts pulling it and blocking it. What's changed? What's changed is the pressure of the situation. When he was in full flow shooting 63, he was loading his shoulder and releasing freely. The trouble with the pressure of a playoff is you try not to make a mistake. You don't want to get taken out of the playoff because of stupidity, and it suppresses us. The guy that wins the playoff is probably the guy that keeps his creativity and keeps his boldness and his assertiveness during that playoff situation. So through the pre-shot routine, creating power deliberately through the left shoulder, but releasing that power freely. And again, a groove thin, but right down the banner. So it doesn't matter what your swing model is, what your age, gender or ability, left-handed or right-handed, you've got a golf swing that is a habit for better or for worse. And what I'm trying to impress upon you is when you go to the first tee, that you go there with a shoulder turn that's consistent in its power and its pace, and a delivery of that power that is creative, not one that is suppressed or austere. The moment you try to be accurate, you won't be. It's creativity in the through swing that makes you accurate.